David, thank you very much for joining us.
It's good to be here.
Let's talk about that remarkable letter. 32 years ago, you open up your mail, you see this from the then prince. What was your reaction?
Well, I started reading it. I don't like handwritten letters because it's hard to read. Someone sent me a copy of a speech I had given in Honolulu and sent it on to him. I said, I simply could not resist writing to you. And he went on for 13 pages, and at the end it says, Charles. And I went, Charles? What the hell? And then I look at the Windsor Castle, and it was serious.
Except you thought it might be a hoax.
I did. I thought one of the people in my lab had done a joke, but it had a name. If I was ever in London, arranged to come and see him and gave me a number. I call it the next day, and it's his secretary. And so I arranged a meeting with him. But the important thing is, here's a guy that's going to become king. And we get, of course, a media sensationalism about his background. But over 30 years ago, the letter reveals a guy that really understood the issues. And let me just give you some of the the highlights. He says, I found myself responding to your boiled frog syndrome, where you can put a frog in water, and as you raise the temperature, it'll sit there and die. And then of the growth of the cancer cell, he said these resonate with me. He's in total agreement, but I feel gloomy about the future. This is 1992.
So this is a guy who, I can tell how delighted you still are by getting this letter, but obviously thoughtful, meaningful, as you say, long before many people engaged in the environmental issue. And then you met him over the years. Is your sense that this is something he continues to be truly engaged with?
There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But even back then, he goes, I want to rock the boat, but people are pushing me to say, don't rock the boat. So he's saying, am I the one to do it? Like he was really desperate. I wanted just one thing he did that is so amazing to me. He says, I just recently visited Nigeria. Now they call countries like this the third world. He says, I prefer to call them the traditional world. And he says, they're being pushed to believe that everything Western, everything technological is right and modern. And now get this, and this is a quote, and everything indigenous, traditional, small scale, and in harmony with nature is primitive and old-fashioned. He had it. Environmentalists weren't even at that point back then.
And he's sending you that letter, not intending for the world to know about it, and so
no,
really
I wanted to publish it.
Yeah. And they said no.
They said no. So the big question is, what kind of a king is he going to be?
Yeah.
He understands he's constrained in the position he's in now, but he can, by the people that he meets with, brings in and has meetings with, and so on. He can show what the issues are. I think he will give various groups exposure through his part meeting up with them. So to me, it's a very exciting moment in this new king's reign.
I can see how excited you are, David. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.